Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. It's called Stop the Internet Podcast. Can I get a...
Oh, she had the pudding tonight, folks.
Yes, I did eat pudding before this.
And the cheesy bread.
Oh my God, yes. I had chocolate pudding right before this.
Wait, who am I?
Taylor Swift and Gigi Hadid. Yes, we were filming this the day after the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Yes, we just went to a diner. Yes, we just ate the salad bar.
That was like our meal.
It was literally our home meal. We filled up completely on the salad bar and then didn't eat our dinners.
It's so good. You get like you get a salad, some carrots, some coleslaw. Why do I say that? Sorry. Coleslaw, some dressing, some soup.
The soup was so good today.
It was good. I can't. Like, oh, you're so cringe.
You think it's cringe?
I think Gigi doing it was cringe. Like,
I love that you spoke your mind just now because I would have been scared to say that.
Actually, no, she wasn't cringe because we're going to be friends with her.
Yeah, when you're friends with her, how is she going to take this?
You're going to have to come back to this episode and edit it out real quick.
Okay.
Do a little boop boop. Should we go to the diner after this again?
Back to the diner.
That cake looked good.
Dude, diners actually are low-key so good.
Like the cake in the giant case and the slices are literally the size of my head.
They were so big.
Yeah. I'm not even a cake.
And you have a massive head. Sorry.
Wow.
That was like a perfect setup.
That was.
I'm going to completely sway us from the diner talk. Is that okay?
I'm going to just do that all night. Yes. Can we nail down our post-podcast plan first?
Really?
Halloween Town High.
Okay.
Pumpkin spice hot chocolate.
Okay.
Saltburn.
We're gonna watch Halloween Town High and then Saltburn back to back.
Yup.
Okay. You know I'm in. Oh my God, you know it'd be so fun.
Reenacting Saltburn.
Now that would be crazy. Just the parts leading up to the party.
Yeah.
If we watched Halloween Town High on camera and did like a live commentary of it.
Okay.
For realsies.
Okay.
We always say things and then...
I know. We don't do them. No, sometimes we do, but like, what was the one Taylor Swift idea we had? Oh, to go live on TikTok.
Okay, wait, this is actually a good idea. I seriously think this is a good idea. Everyone sees how much money people make on TikTok, and we were like, what can we do on TikTok live that would actually be interesting? I don't know how we thought of it, but it was like we would battle on TikTok over like two random Taylor Swift song generator, picking two songs, and we'd battle and like debate which song is better, and people can like vote in the comments and like tell their opinions and we can debate. I think that's genius. Wait, you know what? I can't put this out until we do it.
Oh.
Well, this is going out tomorrow, so.
And I deleted TikTok, so there's that.
Oh.
We should do it on Reels.
Can you do that?
Or Instagram Live.
I thought they took that away.
Wait, really?
Or no, they took away IGTV.
But if you go live on Instagram, I join your live and we do that.
Wait, I did not even know you could go live on Instagram anymore. I guess
maybe you can't.
No, you probably can.
That's wild if they took that away. That was
what?
You're right.
No, I did go live.
You're real for that.
I did go live a couple times and it's just hilarious. Oh my God, here it is.
Are you going live?
Yeah, I'm live.
Wait, am I? Hi.
Oh, it says reconnecting.
Lame.
The first person that joins us, I'm gonna Venmo them $100. Just kidding. No one joined yet.
Eek.
What the hell? Oh my God, what the
People
heck?
are scared.
Oh, okay, Pete joined.
Hey.
Oh, Joe joined. Wow. Well, you guys, I said the first person that joins, I was gonna give them a little gift. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. We got 2 whole viewers.
Crazy.
That was pretty good.
What were you going to ask me?
No one goes live like me. I can tell you that.
No one does it like you.
No. Sorry, what? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is going to completely change the subject, but this is going to be like, I feel like a good little story. Okay. I was at a wedding and there's a live painter. Have you heard of those?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. It's like, I mean, it's weird because they really don't paint, like they still paint from a photo, but I guess they just well, I guess it's not exact, like they all do it differently, but a lot of the ones that I've seen, they paint from a picture, or they like take a few pictures around the venue and then they take a picture of the couple and like paint them all into one or something.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting. It really is. And it's cool. Like, it's cool to watch. But then I guess you get this painting and you have it forever. I looked up how much they cost. They cost so much money. It was like between 25 and 10,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
2,500. Okay, so this painter, I go over to her and I'm like, oh, cool. That looks awesome so far. And it was like really basic. And she's like, this will be way more detailed. I'll take this home and I'll spend 30 more hours on it. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like 30 more hours on just one wedding. Like that's crazy. And she was like, yeah, it's a lot of work. And I was like, so you must not have too many weddings then? And she's like, no, I do. I have a lot. I have a ton. And I also work full time. And I was like, oh, like how does that work? Like how many weddings do you, like, I was just so confused because she said she spends 30 hours on the painting. Yeah. And then she said she works full time. And I was like, oh, well, you couldn't possibly have like 100 weddings in a year because there like literally wouldn't be time for that many paintings. And anyway, so she was like, said something like, yeah, I'm single and I built my business. And she kind of like started going on a tangent about how I think it's important for women to have their own money and their own savings and build their own business. And like, if you have a business, raise your prices because like there's a surge and like, I don't even know. This is like the funny part. I was like, how many do you think you have? And she's like, oh, probably like 245,000. And I was like, wait, no, I meant like how many weddings in a year do you take? Like not how many dollars have you made? And then she was like, oh yeah, I don't even know. I have 2 assistants that book them for me and I just go. And I was like, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to ask how much money you had. Like that is not what I meant. She's like, oh, it's fine. And continued on the like, raise your prices. Like I'm telling this out of order, but like, yeah, basically she told me that she's done 245,000 in sales and she has like a ton of weddings every year. And I was like, what?
She just told you her earnings?
Yeah.
Is it only for that job?
That's how much she's made doing wedding painting over the past like few years, I think. I think that's like with all the details. I don't remember exactly what she said, but with all the details she said, that's what I got from it. Like I think she said she had been doing this for 2 or 3 years and she's like, oh, I've probably done 245,000 at this point. And so I think that is like total of how many, like how much money she's made in sales. But I still was like, I don't understand that. Like the math ain't mathin'. How do you spend 30 hours a week plus 40 hours a week working? She said she works full time. Even if she spent 20 hours a week, like, I don't know. I was just, and then you couldn't possibly have more than one wedding a week, right? Maybe she just like has one a week for like 40 weeks of the year or something.
Yeah. Or she's just really grinding.
Yeah, that's kind of what she said.
And working 80-hour weeks.
Yeah, that's kind of like what she was getting at. So I guess maybe she could have 2 weddings. Like, I don't know.
How old was she?
She was probably in her 60s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was picturing like a 40-year-old.
Okay, yeah. No, she was a little bit older than that. Yeah. But I was kind of like questioning the way that she said it. I was like, I wonder if she had a partner who like effed her over and now she's like, women need to build their businesses and like have their own savings and their own like feet to stand on when like something happens, because that's like the vibe that I was getting, and that is kind of exactly what she said. Yeah. But it was so interesting. Yeah. But then it was like 245,000 in a couple years. That ain't too shabby, I must say. I'm
going to start doing this myself. Taking up some watercoloring classes.
I know. I was like, I mean, I guess you do have to be an incredibly skilled painter, but I'm like, imagine if you had a passion for painting, imagine you charge $10K a wedding, because $10K for, but okay, I also did do some of the math and I was like 30 hours a week, like at like a certain, I forgot, I like divided it by like, it might have been even been 10,000, like a number on the higher end of like the scale that I looked up on Google, and broken down by like the amount of hours that I figured she works, like 30 hours plus like maybe 5 on the day of a wedding. It would have been like almost $200 an hour.
Wow. Which
is an insane rate to make for 30 hours. Like a lot of people make that if they have a specialty job, like photography, for example. If I'm like actively, like if a photographer is actively shooting, of course you can charge $200 an hour. Like you can charge way more than that, but you're not working 40 hours a week at $200.
Wait, okay. 5 hours for the wedding, 30 for the painting.
Yeah.
And you calculated $200 an hour for 35
I think it was like
hours.
166. So let's say 10,000. I'm gonna do five. I think I did 5,000. Let's say she does 5,000 a wedding divided by 35 hours of work, 142 an hour.
Wow, that's really wow.
And like, if you are working 40 hours or more at that rate, that is crazy. Like, and that's the point I was getting at is like, a lot of like freelancers or like specialty people can charge that much, but they're not typically working 40 hours a week at that rate, because then 142 times 40 times 52 is almost $300,000.
Yeah.
And that's a very rare salary to have.
As a freelancer, we ain't making that.
As anyone, but especially, but as anyone, like even like someone that works in finance wouldn't even make that a lot of times. Like maybe if you live in Manhattan and you have like a really amazing job, but like most people are not making anywhere near that. So I was just like in shock at this like wedding painting thing. And then it even said 10K. Like some people charge 10,000 for that. Maybe they have like a very specialty like skill or something.
Yeah, and I think it's also really trendy right now. Like you're the third person I've heard this year who was at a wedding with the live painting. I feel like it's really big right now, so they can charge more.
That's a good point.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like demand is so high right now.
Yeah, right. I would want that at my wedding, but like acrylic painting. I think a lot of them was yours watercolor?
Oh, no. It was either acrylic or oil. I've never seen watercolor. I've only seen acrylic or oil. I can't tell the difference when they're actually working with it, yeah.
Huh. Because I want like maybe what she's doing is like what I'm imagining. Like a really detailed.
Yeah, you probably are imagining this. Like and I didn't see, like, I think she left actually pretty early. Like I didn't even see her leave. But I've seen other wedding painters, and even at the wedding, it becomes like extremely detailed. So then they take it home and it becomes even more detailed once they get it home. So they're probably like very, very intricate paintings. And it's like a very skilled, like it takes years and years and years to be able to get to that level that you can paint like that. But it is very trendy, but it's cool. I do wonder, like, would you personally want, I guess you would because you just said it, but like a painting of yours, like a portrait of you?
It depends where I live. If I live in a mansion, yeah. Okay. Because there's wall space.
That's a good point.
But if it's an apartment, no, not really.
Yeah.
That's the thing with weddings. Like, how many things do you really want that's like the wedding?
Right.
Like, I think I would be fine with just the pictures.
Yeah.
And doing a gallery wall, or even just like one main shot and then the rest you put in like a scrapbook or something. Right, you make an album. But I don't think I would need like the painting or even like a video.
Okay.
Or like florals dried.
Yeah, the florals dried, I feel like some people I've been seeing, they get these like trays. I like that, but I do also wonder, like, I guess for me personally, like, I don't think I would desire that as much. I don't even want a bouquet at this point at my wedding.
I kind of like actually, that's true.
I want to hold a candle.
I don't want to like be beholden to a color scheme. Do you struggle with that working in weddings where you've seen every color scheme? It's like, but I don't want any of them.
Exactly.
I want a colorless wedding.
Yeah. And I like definitely flip-flopped. Like throughout my wedding career, I just like have changed my mind so many times. And at this point, I don't want to have a wedding. Like I just don't even, I can't imagine. But I really have been into the black and white recently. Like timeless, black dresses, black tie, like gala vibes, very like simple, chic, not simple. Basically, like a lot of simple things come together to create something beautiful. So like one white candle on its own, simple. 100 of them on a family style table, intricate and beautiful, like something like that. So yeah, I don't know.
I referenced this wedding a lot to you, Indie Blue's wedding.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm just like obsessed with the vibe.
I don't get how she thought of that.
Like that's the thing. There wasn't, I think there was a theme, but the pictures from it are just so cool and it does look timeless. Yeah. And there wasn't like I don't want to like name a color. I don't want to insult people.
I know.
But you know what I mean? Like there wasn't that. It was just like feathers and blurriness.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
That's my theme.
It's so weird when you talk about weddings, because when I think about weddings, it's like when I see a beautiful wedding that is certain colors, I love it. Like there are so like almost every wedding that I shoot, I'm like, wow, like really amazing, like beautiful, beautiful. But I just don't like, I wouldn't want it for myself.
Yeah.
And it's like so genuine. It's like you literally love it for them. It's like so perfect for them. But then for myself, I would probably choose something different. And it's like a weird, like then it sounds fake when you say that. Like when you're like, I love that for you. But it's like, that almost sounds like a backhanded compliment, but it's like, no, it's not. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. There's just so many like different variations that can all be like so pretty, you know?
It's too much choice.
Honestly, yes. But it's also the illusion of choice, because at the end of the day, it's night.
Whoa.
Sorry, that was not funny.
Like what?
I don't know. I've seen so many people say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
At the end of the day, it's night. It's like a funny, like, because at the end of the day, it's like such a common phrase.
I've never heard that.
Really?
No.
Stupid.
No, it's not. It's great. It's really profound, actually. My mind is blown.
Anything. Yeah. Okay. We were going to talk about friendship advice today. And the last episode we recorded together, we were also going to talk about friendship advice. But then we got into, I don't even know what we got into last time. We got into everything.
Wait. Oh, yeah. The photographer episode. That was last time, right?
Oh, yeah. Street photographer. Yes.
Yeah. Our street photographer stories.
Yes. The creepy guy in Europe. And then we talked about movies. We talked about the Hunger Games. We talked about so many things. And we didn't get into friendship stories. And I feel like some of them are good ones, because I feel like we can go on a tangent. And do you want to give your little background?
My background in friendship?
Well, no, just like what we were talking about. Well, okay, I guess I can't. Like, I'm like leading the witness.
Your Honor.
What I was
objection.
What I was referring
Sustained.
to is
sorry.
Order. Have you ever heard of habeas corpus?
I thought it was you coming through the door. Is that what she said?
Yes.
Or walking through the door. Wait.
I think it's coming through the door, because she's like, didn't you chutney when you shot your father? I didn't mean to shoot him. I thought it was you walking through the door. Or maybe it was walking. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. I just had to say it.
Yeah. Sorry. I could. Legally Blonde is another movie that literally I could quote it right now. The first line is "Sun's up." It's a little after. Like, I'm not kidding. It's actually kind of sad, because then it's like I think about these like groundbreaking movies and I've never seen them, but I can actually quote Legally Blonde like start to finish right now. Well, obviously I can't, because I can't remember if that's the line or not, but I think it is.
Yeah.
I thought it was you coming through the door. One of the two.
Yes.
Whatever. Okay, to get to the point, Rebecca's birthday trip is coming up, and we were just having this whole discussion.
We're going there? Okay,
I don't know.
we're
Should
going
we?
there.
Well, because there was like this one interesting story that I flagged that is like, well, I kind of forget, but it's just all of them are along the lines of like inviting people to things, not inviting people, not getting invited, like people being flaky, like, you know, it's the things that come up every time you talk about making plans and having friends.
And by coming up, she means January.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to clarify that you're not 30 yet, you mean? Or
oh, no, I just thought it was funny coming up. Is it coming up?
Well, yeah, I guess it's not coming up because
it's not imminent.
Yeah, it's not. Okay. Yeah. I thought you were like insinuating that you still had like a lot of time as a 29-year-old, which is true.
Oh, I don't really. Yeah. I mean, I don't really care about that as much, you know?
As much as the trip.
You just gave it away.
Oh, sorry. I'll bleep it out.
I don't think people should know. Okay. We're going to get followed.
That's true.
Says the person that has seen Taken and reminds me every second.
I'll bleep it out. Okay. Oh, wait. This is kind of off topic to what I just talked about, but I do think it's interesting. I actually am curious to hear what you will think of this question and situation.
Okay.
How do you deal with friends who never call or text back? Let me start by saying I am not a needy friend. In fact, I am probably too introverted. I could easily go weeks without talking to anyone, but I know that's not good for my mental health, so I am diligent about staying in touch with my friends. However, I have a couple of friends who take forever to respond to me, if they even respond at all, and it drives me nuts. It's 2024. Nearly everyone has a cell phone on them at all times. You really can't take 5 seconds to shoot a text back? Come on. And look, I get it. Sometimes we get distracted or forgetful or mean to respond and then don't get around to it. But to do it all the time just shows a lack of respect and caring. How do you deal with friends like this? I don't want to cut them off completely, but I'm at the point where I don't even want to bother inviting them to do anything because I know I probably won't get a response until 3 days later.
Okay. I want to start this by saying I don't really have friends like this, to be honest, who are really close to me. Like, some people definitely take maybe long to respond, but not days. And if it is, like, it's probably, like, I probably sent something that was like a meme or something. It doesn't always require a response. I think I've gotten better too about that. Like, I feel like I used to be a little psychotic, but it's like, unless it's a question that requires a day of answer, it doesn't bother me as much.
Okay.
There are certain themes of text that you send and people just tend to not respond to them. One of them is like invitations.
That is so true. It's like an asking someone to hang out thing.
Yeah. Especially if it's a little more involved, like people just don't respond. And I feel like I'm also one of these people, especially if it's a group text message and it's like a mass text. I feel like I've definitely not responded sometimes. Mm-hmm. So I can't like hate on people that do that because I feel like I do it too. But I understand her frustration if it's like she's dealing with it with like one-on-one texts and stuff. Then maybe you should think about your circle a little more deeply. But I don't know. I'm kind of like pro pretending you never saw it sometimes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like I have like a couple friends that are like that, and I can definitely be like that too, but especially when it comes to like the invite thing, I feel like I find myself doing it when it's something I don't want to do. Yeah. When I want the answer to be no, but I feel bad saying no, or I don't know how to say no yet. And then so I just like kind of let it sit there, probably for too long. But now I'm thinking about like my friends that don't answer me. I know. And I'm like, okay, I do know what, like, I get why you're not answering me. And this is like maybe something that I'm like hypocritical about because I do it in certain situations, and then I do get like sometimes annoyed when it happens to me, or like not even annoyed but like sad, like let down, I guess. Like you're just like, okay, come on, like you can't text me back. Like I feel that too. But then at the same time, when it comes to like, I guess it's different because this is specifically like regarding friendship. What I think, in my opinion, if it's regarding work, I don't think you're obligated to answer. I mean, anything. You're not obligated to answer a text the minute you receive it. I feel like we are just conditioned to do that because people know that everyone has their phone on them at all times. And it's like, yeah, but just because I have my phone on me, that means that like legally I need to answer you as soon as I see it. Like, no, like I'm allowed to take my time and like think things through. But I also feel like it can be common courtesy to just let someone know, especially if it's someone you care about and you know they're going to be like waiting on this response, to just let them know that you saw it and you're either thinking about it or it's a no. Because I feel like this does not happen when people are saying yes. Yeah. Like if someone's saying yes, you're not worried about them taking 3 days to respond. And if they do take 3 days, it probably is genuinely an, oh my God, I didn't see this, but of course, like, yes, which is not typically the case. Like I feel like that's really rare that actually happens. But yeah, I don't know. I do feel like if it's like a close friend, you probably could. I'm just like thinking of one of my friends that's so bad at texting. And I feel like we've had, well, I don't know actually if we've had conversations about this, but I feel like I could go to her and be like, if there are things that I ask you to do and you don't want to do them, just like say no. It's fine. I'm not going to get mad at you. Like, just let me know. Like as soon as you see it. Okay. It's like, let's just keep it real. Yeah. And if you don't want to do it, just tell me. It actually makes my life easier if you just tell me straight up rather than like me having to wait. And I'm like, but if she texts me back and says yes, then like I can't move on with my planning until I get an answer from them. And then that's the thing. And it's like, if you're leaning towards no, I honestly feel like it's probably more just about people being honest and like not being afraid to tell their friends the truth, which is scary sometimes when you don't want to hurt their feelings. Yeah. I think it depends on the nature of the text. Like if you text someone and it's morning and you're like, hey, what are you doing after work when I get dinner? And then that person doesn't respond until like 5:30, like I'm annoyed. I agree with that too. Yeah. But if it's like, hey, do you want to go on... Do you want to go to Paris? Yeah, to Paris for my birthday. Here are the flight details. And then someone takes a week. It's like, okay, I get it. Yeah, I agree. I guess you really do just have to base it off of the nature of the text. And if it's like, if the response needs to be timely, because if it's like a, hey, can you do something right now or like tonight? And if someone didn't answer that, and I knew that they were just like working at their desk that day, or like, I don't know. Sometimes you just know that like the person can answer. Yeah. Like if they don't respond and say, oh my God, I was in a meeting literally all day, I'm sorry, I didn't look at my phone. Okay, I get it. But if they're just like, hey, no, thank you. It's like, you could have just like answered that. Yeah. Or just like told me why you didn't, like as a best friend. Yeah. I don't know. I do feel like this is so nuanced though. Like always. Because if it is like a meme or something, you kind of gotta like
move on with your life.
Yeah, even though it does hurt sometimes when you send someone. Actually, you know what? I said that as if I even notice. I send so many memes to people that I don't even notice if they see it or not, because I just send another.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm sure it would hurt if I realized that no one was looking at them.
Or like I feel like I'm into voice memos. So sometimes I'll text before I send like my 10-minute long voice memo, and I'll be like, sorry, I know you're like at a shoot, like don't listen to these right now. Yeah. And like it's totally fine. So that I never expect a response, because I'll just be here flying off my thoughts.
It really is so nuanced. I would say like try to not get annoyed at it, but like also you're kind of valid in getting annoyed at it in certain situations. Like if it's like a best friend and they like, but then it's like some people are just so bad at answering texts, and it's like, do we just cut them slack because that's just who they are? Yeah. It's still rude.
Right. I know.
To like not to ignore your, but then it's like, is it rude? Is it rude for someone to choose not to text back quickly? Like that's just how it's not a law that you have to text back. Like,
I know.
I don't know. I feel like it's something that it's like, I can see getting annoyed at it, but you can't really get mad at someone. Like you can be upset at the situation, but you really can't be mad at them unless they're purposely blowing you off. And then it's like, well, let's just not be friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, this is so hard.
Right.
I don't know.
You're blocked. Like what if you go to text them back and then it's like green instead of blue? And you're blocked.
I'm gonna start blocking my friends when they don't answer me for 3 days.
Yes.
I do feel like the more though, this is like just a lesson, not a lesson, but like, you know what? And this is a lesson for myself too. But like, I remember when I was a kid, my best friend had this group of like neighborhood friends, and they would all ask each other to hang out. They hung out all the time. And then like, as we got older, my best friend hung out with them like less and less and less, like and always would say no, always would just like not even answer, not text back, not like answer the door, would say like, oh mom, just when they knock, just tell them I'm not here, like something like that.
Whoa.
Well, it was like boys that were a couple of years younger than her, but like they grew up together. Okay. Like whatever. And
life hack.
Yeah. And I remember her mom was like, you know, you have to say yes to them sometimes, or they're going to stop asking you to hang out. Like they're going to stop coming over here and knocking for you, and they're going to stop texting you if you don't answer and if you say no every single time. And I literally, that's how I learned that lesson in life. Yeah. And I was like, no, that's so true. And now I kind of feel like I live my life that way. Like, and we were just talking about this when it comes to like inviting people on like big trips, because if someone says no to you, like every time you ask them to hang out, like what is the point of asking them? And it's like, yeah, you can be nice and just always invite them, but it's like, I don't want to always feel rejection just because I'm always being nice. Like it doesn't feel good to have your friend tell you no every single time. So eventually I'm just going to stop telling you. And is that my fault? Because, oh, well, she didn't invite me. But it's like, you say no every time, but it's like, oh, but you could just invite me to be nice. But then it's like, yeah, so I then feel the negative feeling of getting shut down and rejected and let down, when I could just avoid that feeling altogether by not even letting you know it's happening.
Exactly. Like give someone just enough so they know nothing's wrong while still pulling back, kind of.
I do feel like that's hard, because then it's like, are you even friends if you're not inviting them to things? But it's like, are you even friends if you say no every single time they ask you to do something?
Yeah. And like, if you don't want to rock the boat though, and nothing's actually wrong, then just cherry pick your moments of friendship.
I wonder if you did that and you didn't invite them to like the thing that they constantly tell you no to, if they were to like get mad at you because they weren't invited, and you were like, you say no every single time, so I stopped inviting you. Do you think that like someone would be mad about that, or that's like valid?
I think it's valid, but I do think certain people would be mad about that.
Mad. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I do. Lack of self-awareness is an epidemic in this culture.
That is true, actually. It's harder when it's one-on-one.
Yeah.
If it's a group chat, I will ignore that for weeks on end.
Until the end of my life.
I'll secretly wish I'm removed. No, not from all of them, but just, you know.
Yeah.
No, but if it's a one-on-one thing, I do actually really think that's like annoying. And I think if it got to a point that it was like genuinely making you sad, you could say something. And you could be like, hey, I know you're not like the biggest texter, but it actually hurts me when I just never get a response from you. It makes me feel like you don't even care to respond to me. Or like you can't give me 1 minute of the day, even at the end of the day, like to text me back. Like, come on. Yeah,
why is that? Like, I mean, are people just overstimulated and get overwhelmed? Like, I'm not one of those people that has 105 unread messages, but I understand that's a thing because people feel really overwhelmed by texts. But then I'm like, if you just read them and answered them, you wouldn't, you know what I mean?
People love having that number on their phone. You're
like mad.
No, I have literally yelled at my friend because she had 700. I'm literally picturing where we were in her apartment when I took her phone to put a song on and she had 750 unread texts. I was like,
you love that.
No, I was actually like about to flip the table. But no, you know, there are certain people that every time that number goes up, it's like, oh, I hit 300. I am so cool. I don't have time to answer text. It's like, shut the you know that's their inner monologue though, right? Yeah. I'm just like projecting. But like when that first started to be a thing, I feel like was when we were in college. It was like, oh my God, 2,500. Or like people would take a screenshot and it said like 100 in like, and they're like, how do you have 100 unread texts?
You're and so cool.
It literally snowballed. And now it's like, oh yeah, I have 1,000 unread texts.
It's like, please.
Wow.
Like, what if someone was like, my grandmom died?
Exactly.
And you just don't care because you're trying to get that number up. That's rude, okay?
I swear to God, that's why people do it.
You missed the funeral and everything. Cool.
No, I think some people are just crazy and they are in like multiple group chats that just pop off way too fast.
Yeah.
And they can't handle it. But I do think that some people keep that number there because it makes them feel good about themselves.
But also, like, wouldn't that give you more anxiety? Because seriously, I know group chats sometimes it's like nonsense. But what if someone is like, I don't know, like really going through it and they're venting in the group chat and it's like a whole discussion and then you miss all of that or something of that nature. It's not always memes. It's not always useless info.
That's true. It's not.
I peep in once in a while.
I barely ever. Just kidding. Wait, on a very similar wavelength, why do all my friends never reach out to me?
You're the problem, probably. Sorry.
Wait. You're the problem?
Whoever wrote that is probably the problem. If she said none of her friends reach out to her.
Okay, none of them. Yeah, I'm always the one to say hi. I'm always the one to start a conversation. And if I don't, my DMs will be blank for a week or longer.
I don't feel bad for you.
Oh, fuck. I think I do. I am so tempted to just shut the door on these people. I swear. Oh, this one reminded me of you because they wrote ISTG. I swear to God. I feel like you say that all the time.
I do.
Don't piss me off.
But seriously, every one of your friends.
Okay, I actually, you know what? I do feel bad, but it does raise a slight memory of mine when there was a person that I was friends with that I stopped reaching out to because we were not close and like we weren't friends for very long, but it was like I was kind of like over being friends with them. Therefore, I stopped reaching out to them. It's like I didn't even mean to. It was just like I never thought to do it because the desire never came to me. And so over time, it got to a point where I never reached out to them and they asked me about it. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, I didn't say this directly to their face, but in my head, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you. And then it manifested as me not talking to you. Yeah. And then we had like, you know, a nicer conversation than that. But I really would think about like, are they your true friend? Because if they genuinely never spoke to you, not even are they a real friend or like a close friend, are they a good friend? Because like, would a good friend go months without talking to you?
Yeah,
I'm sure maybe they would sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe not all the time though.
Right.
And like a great friend probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like just someone who is inherently good at being a friend to you or great at being a friend to you.
No, I agree with that.
Like regardless of if you're close or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. And if someone isn't capable of being a good friend or a great friend, like do you need them in your life?
Right.
Do you have enough history to make it worth it? Another thing to think about, I actually have a friend from high school and we had this like whole friend group and there was a couple people that never reached out, and then this friend of mine is like really great at making plans and communicating. So she would always be the one to initiate. And I remember I talked to her about it one time and I was like, doesn't it annoy you that they never ask you to hang out and it's always you initiating and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, honestly, no, because I've just recognized from day one that that's not who they are. And like, I just recognize that that's how it is. If I reach out to them, we hang out and it's fun for that few hours and it's fun to like reminisce on high school. And if I don't reach out to them, that doesn't happen. And like, it's not gonna like break my heart, you know? It's just like she didn't rely on them to give her like the fulfillment of like human connection. So I feel like sometimes you just have to like look at it for what it is, and it's like, this is a person that if they're in my life, I'm reaching out to them, and if I don't reach out to them, they're not in my life. Do I want that? And if the answer is no, then stop reaching out to them. Yeah. But if the answer is like, yeah, I enjoy hanging out with them, catching up, shooting the shit for a few hours every few months when I initiate it, and that's good enough for me. Like that can be the level of friend you are with them, but you get to decide that.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, you have the power. Never forget.
No, it's true.
Yeah, I think if everyone who you're relying on for plans and for fulfillment is like that, that's a different story. But if it's like outskirts, outlier people who, like you said, when you reach out to them, it's all fine and dandy and it's a fun time. But when you don't, and they don't reach out to you, it doesn't like make or break your happiness.
Yeah. Like it doesn't break your heart if you're the one reaching out. But if it does break your heart, yeah, you probably shouldn't be friends with them.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you're like me and you go through phases where it does break your heart and then you get over it because something else breaks your heart even more.
Wait, how do you do?
And then you forget about the other silly heartbreaks. Oh my God.
Oh wait, am I doing it wrong? Or wait, why is yours? Oh, I did it like that. But
wait, I was like that. I was trying to do this with a friend of mine. He couldn't physically do this.
I do think it's harder. Like it's really hard to separately control your fingers like that sometimes.
But like it's just like bam. This requires, okay, let's like actually count the seconds.
Okay.
Ready?
Wait, which one am I doing this? Or yeah, why don't you do the new one? I'll do the old one.
Okay, ready?
Okay, ready, set, go. Wow, you were really fast. Wait, now switch with me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm genuinely gonna try to do it fast. Okay, ready, set, go.
Yeah, this is harder.
Really?
You have to like flip it. It's a whole thing. You have to like meet these this is...
Wow, well, to each his own.
That's funny. I think we solved that.
Yeah, I think we solved it. I'm excited for the next topic.
Is it about bachelorettes?
No. But, you know, there's probably examples of this within bachelorettes. Mm-hmm. I have a friend that copies me. Ah! Why would this piss me off? Why would this piss me off?
I'm screaming.
Have you ever had one?
I can't hear this.
Wait, really?
I'm gonna get really agitated.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Where do you draw the line with a copycat friend? I have read so many articles on this topic. People always advise that one should ignore it or take it as a compliment, but I'm still not able to get over it. I'm a woman and I have another female friend. We are friends for a very long time. Here are some examples of the things that she copies from me.
Let's go.
A few years ago, I started wearing statement necklaces. Before this, she used to wear a chain with a religious locket. She would never remove it, but after seeing me, she removed it permanently and started wearing necklaces. In fact, she got one necklace exactly the same as mine. She also used to ask if she could borrow my jewelry. I have caught her often staring at me head to toe, checking my outfits and jewelry. A lot of times, she would use the exact same sentences and words that I use. If we go out and I notice something interesting and click a picture of some subject, for example, a beautifully painted door, then she would also click the same. All right, all right. You're taking pictures of the same door? All right. I was about to cut her some slack with the necklace thing.
Yeah.
She wants to order the same food as mine. I like to click pictures of birds. Suddenly, from nowhere, she also started doing the same and putting them on social media. She used to like dogs before. Now she likes cats because I like cats.
Well, all right.
She wore army pants and flip-flops.
Yeah.
She wants to cook the exact similar food items that I like to cook, even though it's not her type. The list goes on. Her interests don't look genuine to me. Whatever hobbies and interests that I have come from my own life experiences. There is a context behind them. I am not sure what I should feel. I tried to take it positively for some time, that if it makes her life better, then it's good. But this is getting super annoying. Am I being egotistical here?
Yeah, see, this is one of those things where it's hard to complain without sounding like a pick-me. Like, she's copying me. I know. And it's like, all right, come on. Like, we all shop at Zara.
Yes.
But I dealt with this in high school, and I will say, like...
Wait, were you the copier or the copy?
No, I would never be the copier, sweetie. Please.
Okay.
Just kidding. No, I've definitely copied people. Actually, an example of this on my end would be was it high school or middle school? I think it was 8th grade. I was in the midst of painting my room a different color and like redoing it a little bit because, I was getting older. And in my head, for the longest time, I wanted a deep purple.
Okay.
I wanted like a royal purple. And then this girl who was like cool posted her room makeover on Facebook, and her color was blue, and like a very specific blue, like teal almost. I immediately switched to teal. Like, I was like, wait, I like want to be her and I want that color. And I just made it teal after months of being like royal purple, and then teal.
Okay.
But that's like, I've copied.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely fine.
I do think when it's more involved, like this situation, and I've had situations like this too. Actually, I read an article about this recently that was not specifically about copying, but just like females and how we can be competitive with each other. And sometimes when someone is like this with you, like they kind of secretly hate you. Like, it's like they want to be you, but they also kind of hate you. Obviously, it was written a lot better than I just said it, but I just found it so interesting.
Wait, so what happened when you were the one that was copied in high school?
Oh, we just stopped being friends after a while. There was a lot.
She actually, like, it was like a lot of things?
Yeah.
Or what was, like,
she was like really, examples? She was really crazy. Like, I'm actually
okay.
like nervous to even. She's like crazy. But allegedly crazy. Yeah, I just think like it's also funny when people think like you don't notice.
Wait,
like,
can you give examples? I'm so interested.
With like clothing items or like, see, it's hard for me to even think about specific other than clothing. And clothing is so, like, it's hard to be like, they copied me because of the point I just said. We all shop fast fashion, like whatever. But it's just like, I just know the feeling when you're like, wait, like, you're literally just copying me. Everything I wear, everything I do, things I like, you all of a sudden like them, you know? And I'm like, I think you secretly just... it is a hate thing. Like, they want to be you, but better.
Yeah.
Something like it's very, it's competitive, and it's just like, I don't know. I just have examples of this, even from college too, where I'm like, do you think I don't like see that you got the exact same thing as me and we're just not going to talk about it? Like,
well, I guess like,
and it's a very niche thing too.
Right. I could see it being because they hate you, but I could also see it being because they just didn't think of something that cool, and they're like, oh, that's such a good idea, I want that too. And okay, there is an example.
It's like
I was accused of this. I was accused of this because this girl that I used to be friends with, it was this whole like intricate freaking story. But like basically throughout our whole friendship, I never said like one bad thing about this girl. I was like her number one supporter. I was also like a fan of her. And she knew that. Like I supported her. I loved her so much. Like I also was like, you're so cool. Like you're the one. Like I love you. Like I was just like I really tried to be a good friend to her. And then like years later, she was like turning on me and she was talking shiz on me to another friend, and she was like, yeah, Kelee copies me like all the time. She does everything that I do. She bought a backpack that was the same as mine, and she only likes the 76ers because I like them. And I was like, bruh.
Yeah.
A backpack and the Philadelphia sports team.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I don't even like the Sixers.
They're not even my team.
Yeah. No, but they are, but it's like,
no, I
don't watch basketball, okay? And I'm not going to say I do.
Yeah.
I've never claimed to. I will go along with it if my friends are talking about it. And of course, I will root for this Philly sports teams, you know? So that one, I'm like, bruh. Like,
Please.
You think I only like the Sixers because you like them. Like, no. But then I was like, what the heck are you talking about with like a backpack? Like, the only backpack I have is a black Under Armour backpack. Like, I've had it all through college. I had it in high school. I've had it for so long. Like, everyone has a black backpack.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, wait, I think she's talking about this like beachy backpack that was really, really trendy when we were in high school. Literally everyone had this kind of backpack. It was like a canvas, like, that's all it was. It was just like
it bag.
Yeah, just a hippie kind of like borderline hippie, borderline beachy kind of like canvas backpack. I literally got it from Target. Like, it wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
She also had one, and I specifically remember she got this backpack, and I was like, oh my God, I love your backpack. Like, that is so cool. I want one of those. Like, I want a backpack like that. Literally said it to her face.
Yeah.
I went and got a similar one, not the same exact one. Just a different style canvas backpack. I used that shit literally for years. Like, I used it like in high school and like throughout college. Like, I used it for so long. And then she was like, she only got a backpack because of me. And I was like, yeah, but like, I literally told you that. Like, I told you, oh my God, I love the backpack you got. I want the same one.
Yeah.
And like, why is that offensive?
Yeah.
Like, why is that weird? Like, I don't know. If my friend came to me and they were like, I love your purse, I am now inspired to get a purse like that. And they got like a leather purse in the same color as my leather purse, I wouldn't walk around and be like, she only got that leather purse because I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's not like I was like going out of my way to like achieve the style and like claim it. Like, if anyone were to have asked me, I would have been like, yeah, she had one and then I wanted the same thing.
Yeah.
Or I wanted a similar style, because once I discovered that style from my best friend, I wanted something similar. Like, I just like, it's not always like an attack, and it's not always like a shady thing. But I also think she secretly hated me, so that's probably why she was mad about me getting the same backpack as her. But for that example, if your friend is doing it like 1 or 2 times a year and you're friends with them for like 5 years, it might feel like a lot. But like, also just know that like your friends love you sometimes, sometimes, and sometimes you inspire your friends and they think you are so cool.
Yeah, that's
and
different.
They like dream to be as cool as you, and they like emulate your style because they're like, I could never think of something so cool, and you are so cool, and I want to be cool like you because I love you. Like, it could be.
It's just like a thing though when people don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And then they show up, but then next time you see them and they're wearing this very same niche like jewelry item, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Like, I just think it's like way cooler for you to be like, yeah, it was like Rebecca's idea. Like, oh yeah, Rebecca found this and I got the same one because I loved it. Like,
yeah,
own it. Like,
and yeah.
That's
why I feel like people secretly hate you sometimes, because they don't want to give you the credit.
Right.
Of
but
like,
I wonder if it's like, is there a difference between hate and like insecurity and jealousy?
No.
There's not. Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Not really. And it's like, you're clocked.
Yeah.
You're clocked.
Yeah, I think I do think this would be so annoying though if it was like an all the time thing. And it's like, okay, like, I love inspiring you, but like, even if it was coming from like a good place, it's like, can I just have one thing that's original? Because I like to have my own style and not wear what all of my friends are wearing, and like not wear what like every single other girl at the bar is wearing. And
right.
I don't know why, but I actually, when everyone has something, I do stop liking it.
Me too.
For certain things.
Oh, same.
And
like,
I can't really understand why. Like, it's not because I think I'm like better, but I don't know. Like, in my head, it like stops being cool.
Yeah.
If everyone has it.
Yeah, and it's also like I'm tired of seeing it out.
That might be what it
like,
is. It's overexposure. That I'm like, all right, cool. It was cool when one person had it.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you stop being friends with the girl that copied you?
Well, that even wasn't like the reason. Like, it was just a lot. There was a lot going on with that. But who knows? Maybe if there wasn't a lot going on else, I still would have stopped, because it's just like, it's so irksome. And just like, admit it.
Yeah.
Look me dead in the eye and be like, you inspired me to get this niche thing. And I keep saying niche because like, you can't really accuse someone like the backpack example, you know, but sometimes it's just so obvious. I'm like, just admit it. It's okay that I'm cooler than you.
I know. I do feel like that's probably how you could like assess the differences, is ask them like, oh my God, why did you get that? And if they say, well, I saw you had it and I love your style and I really want to be cooler like you. Like, okay, cool. You're allowed to stay. But if they're like, what do you mean I've had this for years? And it's like, pull up the receipt. Yeah. Because I bet it's from last week.
This is like kind of like literally last week. I'm just kidding. Going back to our previous point about trends and like over whatever. I feel like I'm like that with shoes. I was thinking about that this week because Uggs, like the thick short ones,
not these
or those, I mean any, but like, you know, the ones I'm talking about, the slip-on.
Yeah,
I was looking at them last week because I'm like, these are actually so convenient, and when you just want to run to Wawa or something and those are what you slip on, and I have no shoe like that, I tend to just wear my slides with socks in the winter, like, and I feel like it's cold. But then it's like part of me is like, oh, like then I'm just getting this pair of UGG that everyone has, and I just didn't buy them because I'm like, there has to be a more individual option out there.
Yeah.
And there's really not, unless we start bringing moccasins back, which I'm totally fine with. But those are just like, then you just look outdated.
I know. No, I feel you, because I tend to hate on things that I see too much when it's like overexposure.
Yeah.
But then a couple years ago, I was in Walmart because I saw this TikTok that they had like these Steve Madden shoes or something, and they were like, run, don't walk to Walmart to get the, and I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna go get those. So I did. Wow. And while I was there, I saw these fake Uggs for $20. And I had remembered in high school, I tried on my friend's pair of Uggs and they were so warm. And I was like, damn, I kind of want to try that. So I bought these Uggs for these fake Uggs for $20.
Pugs.
I wear these shoes more than anything else in the winter. They are so warm. And today I was really cold because it's like the first cold day of the year. My feet were freezing. And I was like, you know what? I'm breaking them out. And I went into this like chest that I keep all my winter shoes in, and I got them out, put them on. My feet are toasty within minutes.
Toasty.
And I do feel like sometimes things are widely popular and loved because they're actually good. And like, that is, I do think the Uggs, like any boot like this, that's the reason. Like, because it is so good. Like, that is why so many people have it. Because it's so convenient. It's so warm. And it doesn't look, it's not the cutest shoe you've ever seen, but it's not like heinous, you know?
No, and it's like the convenient factor.
Exactly.
They just really nailed it.
Yeah.
There's truly no other winter shoe, like, unless you are like me and wear socks with summer slides, which just looks a little... you know,
or you get like I have this other pair of boots that's like similar, but it looks a little cuter than these. It's a little more similar to like a moccasin meets a like one of the mini Uggs.
Yeah.
It's like somewhere in the middle, but it's not Ugg brand, and it's way thinner, and it's just like not as warm. Mm-hmm. So they really ate with that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I do think that that's why that shoe is so popular.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't hate on like that. I don't know.
No, I know. I think
you could get one. I think you could do that, you know?
Okay. Make my life easier. At the end of the day, it just makes my life easier. I'm not trying to wear like Chelsea boots every time I like need to run an errand.
And they're thinner. They're not as warm.
Right.
What was even the point of bringing that up? I don't even know what point I was trying to prove. Oh yeah, people copying you. Yeah, I do think that like this girl, even the person that wrote that story, she's like, oh, the girl was being shady and mean to me, but she copies me. It's like, well, that the copying isn't the issue. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that she is being shady and mean to you and rubbing it in your face and trying to make it seem like it's your fault. That's the problem.
Right.
If she was your number one fan and did all this shit, you probably wouldn't write the story.
Yeah, the copying is never the issue. It's the underlying jealousy and insecurity and hatred that's the issue. Okay?
Right. Yeah, so I think you know
Clearly
what you
I'm
need
over
to do.
it.
I think you need to break up with this girl. Case closed.
Adjourned.
Sorry, that is so loud. I will be getting a wooden, I don't know what it's called. I still don't know what it's called. So a mallet would be similar to a gavel, and then it's what you bang the mallet on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't know. Am I overthinking my clingy friend's behavior, or am I just a jerk? Last spring semester, I was in a language class, and there was a girl there who, in my opinion, seemed very eager to know me. She tried to make conversation when she could, and we found out we had another class together, a fairly large lecture. Oh, I love college stories. A lecture. I haven't heard about that in so long. The thing is, something about this girl has left me feeling very uneasy. From the beginning... She copies me. From the beginning, the way she sought me out felt strange, but I've been dismissing how I felt up until this point. She slowly encroached on my time. She kind of invites herself wherever I'm going. She took the same classes as me this semester despite not having interest in them. That's weird.
This is a little more than clingy, but okay.
Yes. She double, triple, or even more texts me in the span of a few hours, even though I told her I don't like being on my phone or having people blow up my phone. She wants to know where I spend my time, what I'm buying, sometimes attempting to show off her new things. As if I truly care. I'm not comparing myself to her, so I don't feel jealous. Wait, I'm really curious if, I guess the gender doesn't really matter, but if this is a guy or a girl, and if this girl is like in love with the person, or just like if it's a man and a woman and they're both straight, or like, I don't know. I really wish I knew that. Okay. She worked her way into my friend group, but she never invites me to spend time with her friends. I haven't been totally eager for her to invite me. It's the fact that when she knows I'm with my friends, she crashes these hangouts. She's also very nosy. I find her in my business for no reason, whether it be my phone, laptop in class, notes, or even tests, which I don't think she's cheating with. I just catch her looking. Wait, so she looks at your phone and laptop?
I think it's a girl and girl.
Okay.
Right?
It does seem that way. Yeah. I feel like it's more interesting if it's a girl and a girl.
Yeah.
For some reason. I feel crazy because she's very subtle about these behaviors. I'm also deeply afraid to hurt her feelings because she is very sensitive. I'm not sure what to do at this point. All the boundaries I tried to enforce seem to not hold up. Or I guess I do a poor job at maintaining them because I feel awkward when she bypasses them anyway. I can be a bit aloof at times, and I'm big on maintaining my independence. I have friends I'm close to who don't make me feel this way. I don't know what is triggering it or how to handle it. I feel like she has so much access to me this semester, and I don't know how to put more space between us when we're stuck together for most of our classes, and now she hangs out with my friends and I in between classes. I don't know if I'm feeling suffocated because something is wrong with me or if I'm being mean. I feel bad rejecting her when she hasn't done anything outright egregious, but putting distance feels very difficult.
I think you've got a stage 5 clinger.
Yeah.
Taking the same classes is wild. Like, that's where it gets into kind of uneasy territory because you're paying for those, and like at the end of the day,
it's night. Sorry. Call back. Sorry.
You should be. At the end of the day, you have to think about your major, your minor, like you taking the same classes as someone just to maintain a friendship that's like not even really a friendship. It's like, that's crazy. You're jeopardizing your own college career, which is a little worrisome. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'd be worried. I'd be like, all right, it's all fun and games. Now I'm concerned that you're in my classes like all 4 years.
Right.
It's like you're an economics major and she's like an art major, and then she's still in your classes.
She's like in Intro to Finance 1001. You're like, what? Not again.
Call campus security.
No, really. I guess I would just stop inviting her to things.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, it's so hard to enact, but like, if you don't want to hang out with her, you have to stop hanging out with her. And if you want to put distance between the two of you, you just have to do it.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's way easier said than done. It's really hard to actually do that. But
I know.
If you really don't want to be friends with her, you just kind of have to like stop talking to her. Just don't give her access to your information. If she looks on your phone or your test or your computer, like you just have to be like, hey, can you just give me a little bit of privacy? I would appreciate if you didn't read my screen. And if she's like, why? Like, you can just say, I just would appreciate privacy. Just like, that's all you have to say. You know, when is she looking in your phone? That's insane.
Yeah.
She should not be allowed to look in your phone. That's just really weird. It's uncalled for. And it seems pretty easy to avoid.
Yeah.
Like, at what point is she gaining your phone?
Right.
Like, she's gaining access to your phone when? When is she holding it in her hands?
You know, fun fact, I didn't have a passcode on my phone for the longest time. I think up until like 2018.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Wait.
Like, why?
That's like all through college almost.
Yeah, like why?
Or it is all through college.
Yeah. I don't know why.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's too risky.
Or
with all the stuff you have on your phone.
I know.
Bank apps and all that shit.
Also, I think in college I actually did, and then I turned it off when I moved home. I don't know. I would like toggle it on and off depending, but yeah, for a really long time I didn't have a password, and like,
wow,
I just didn't really think about it, I guess. I forget what like made me do it. I think I just came to my senses. It's kind of like you're leaving your life right there for anyone to look at, really.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Wow, interesting.
But yeah, I think you can't be so nicey nice. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, in this situation, it sounds like you're a nice person who's just trying to like do the right thing. But sometimes you got to be looking out for number one.
Yeah. And also the fact that you're in school is like the best excuse. Like if you had to give someone an excuse as to why you don't want to hang out, it's because I'm studying. And if she's like, we're in the same class, can we study together? No, I need to study alone right now. I need to focus. Like,
so you're an art major, girl. Like,
I'm an econ major.
Why are you in this finance class right now? I'm
pre-med. I can't handle you. Turns out it's the other way around. Also, though, I have to cut her the tiniest bit of slack. Sometimes you do get inspired by your friends, and like maybe she actually does want to do the major that you are in, and she didn't even know that was an option until she met you, and she's like, wait, econ is a major? Like, I didn't even know that was a major. And then she's like, actually, I want to pursue that. So like, I'm not trying to cut her like the most slack, because you do need to be weary of people. But I have definitely started liking things when I met a certain guy. I remember liking a guy in high school that liked Coldplay. And I was like, oh yeah, I love Coldplay. Like, I knew like 3 Coldplay songs at the time. But then because I liked him, I started listening to Coldplay. And I was like, okay, this shit actually slaps. Like, and then I became a huge Coldplay fan well after like he was done, for years and years and years. And it's like, I really only loved them because I was like excited about this guy, and I was like, yeah, I love them as like a 15-year-old. And then it like inspired me to actually like learn about them. So like it could happen that way.
Yeah, but she has multiple examples. Like, this girl's trying to infiltrate their friend group. She's taking her classes. She's looking at her phone.
That is very true.
It's not that she just likes the same band.
That is a good point.
So I do think she needs to, I think she has like an obsessive person on her hands a little bit.
Yeah. And I think if she's like in your group chats, you can literally just remove her or make a new group chat with just a few of your like closest friends and be like, hey, I'm getting just a weird vibe. She's not giving me any space. I need space from her. I'm going to like talk in this group chat for a while. Yeah. And let's plan hangouts without her. And it's like, oh, she's hanging out with us in between classes. Like, when? Do you have class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and like from 2 to 3 is when you have like your walk from one class to another? Like, is that when she's hanging out with you, or like what is this like hanging out? Like, it is possible to do this.
Yeah.
You just have to actually do it.
And you have to change your route a little bit. Like, if you always hang out at the library in between classes, maybe go to like Einstein's Bagels in between classes.
Oh my God, yeah. Einstein slaps on a college campus.
Oh my God, obsessed in college.
We had diabolical Einstein orders in college.
Yep.
Not that we went to college together, but we talked about it recently.
Yeah. Say yours.
Mine, chocolate chip bagel toasted with hummus.
That's worse than mine.
Good. Oh my God, it's so good. It got to the point where the guy literally would read it. Well, okay, many times someone read it, chocolate chip and hummus. Is this right? With a disgusted look on their face. And I'd say, yes, it is. Then it got to the point where the one guy would recognize me and he would just read it and just hand it to me without saying anything.
He was ashamed.
There was literally one person getting that. It cannot be mixed up with someone else's order. Okay, now you go, because I think yours is worse.
I would either get a chocolate chip bagel toasted or cinnamon sugar with sausage, egg, and cheese. What is so wrong with that?
Okay, that's actually not that bad.
You get savory, you get sweet. It's not, and everyone
chocolate
else
and sausage together.
Yeah, but it's so good. Like a sausage, egg, and cheese, not just sausage and chocolate chip bagel,
but egg yolk and chocolate together.
So
is
good.
My thing. It's like
the cinnamon sugar was my go-to, but sometimes that one would sell out.
Okay.
And then sometimes I would get like an everything bagel, like Be Normal.
I actually do think cinnamon sugar, like, are you talking like it's similar to cinnamon raisin?
No, cinnamon sugar.
But is it like a plain bagel with cinnamon sugar on the top?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not ingrained in it.
Was it?
I don't know.
I think,
I guess it wouldn't really make too much of a difference.
A French toast bagel. I loved when they had those.
I never got that.
So good with like sometimes like pork roll, egg, and cheese, and always toasted, always with a vanilla latte. Yeah, I was living large in college, I'll say that much. But I think my point with that was like, if I'm getting a bagel for breakfast, and I'm still like this to this day, I'm not getting cream cheese. Like, it does not fill me up. Like, cool, cream cheese on a bagel. Like, next.
Oh, it's so good.
I need the sandwich.
I feel you. An egg sandwich does keep you full for like a really long time.
Yeah,
on a bagel, because a bagel's thick.
It's like 2 meals.
Yeah.
Not that I treated it as such in college.
I know.
No, it's really wild to think about how often I got that, number one. And number two, I didn't drink normal coffee until I got my first job out of college. Like, I was drinking strictly caramel lattes, vanilla lattes, chais. Like, girly.
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, this is 5 calories. It's like 300.
It's okay.
No, yeah, it was a fun moment in time, but it's like, then you look back and you're like, that's crazy.
I know. College was wild.
Like a pork roll, egg, and cheese on a chocolate chip with a vanilla latte 4 times a week. Like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I don't even remember what I ate in college for breakfast. Like, I would get Einstein sometimes. Oh my God. And then there was this place that me and my friend were obsessed with, and everyone thought it was disgusting except us. It was called like Charlie's or something. I don't even know. It was in this one dining hall that had like a bunch of different stations, and you could get like a certain meal at each of them on your meal thing. It was like Southern comfort food. There was this one meal that was like a swipe on your meal card that was like 3 sides. So I would go there and get like mac and cheese, those like caramel apples, and like, I don't even remember, maybe mashed potatoes as my third one. Like, it was not healthy, literally whatsoever. I got that all the time. Me and my friend went there literally all the time, like multiple times a week. And I remember like our other friend is like, I cannot believe that you guys actually like that, like, let alone how much you go there. Like, it's disgusting. I was like, this is the best food I've ever had. It was so good. But it was like, thinking back, it's like, that is not what you should be eating, like, as a human. Like, it's just so unhealthy.
I know.
Like, where were the where was the vegetable?
I don't think I had one vegetable all 4 years. No, actually I did, because we had rice bowls that were a huge thing, but the line would always take forever. Like, even if it was a short line, you knew you were still going to be standing there for half an hour.
Oh.
But they were so good. And that was like my veggie. It was still like a stir fry with a ton of sauce, but it had broccoli, you know? I would wait in that line when I felt especially called to.
Oh my God, I have so much trauma thinking about college. Like, I don't even want to.
Isn't it so funny though? Because it's just like, I feel like for us too, we've talked about like how different our college experience was to like our lives now. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, how, like, who was that?
No.
And what was she doing and what was she eating and why? Like,
I am nothing like I was in college.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
I know.
It's so weird to think about.
I know.
We need to do a deep dive on the college experience though.
Yeah, we do.
We need to write notes though and do like a 3-hour episode, no cuts.
Okay. Oh, no cuts. That's scary.
I know.
No cut challenge. College is canceled party.
Literally, don't go to college ever. No.
I think tomorrow, in honor of this conversation, I'm gonna go get, maybe I'll go to Manhattan Bagel. I haven't been there in a minute.
I just started going there.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I've only been like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, it's so good. I went there in high school after church.
So good. There was none ever near me. Mm-hmm. Actually, there used to be when I was really, really, really young, but then it shut down and I didn't go there for so long. And then I just went there again. And I was like, this kind of slaps.
It does. It's hard though to justify it if you're not in the suburbs, honestly. Like, if you're in the city, there's just so many good like mom and pop bagel places. So why are you going to Manhattan Bagel? But like, sometimes it's like you just want that, like,
it's so good
chain.
Yeah, that's true. No, you do. You really do.
Yeah. It's like when we talk about Chili's.
Oh, I have to tell you something.
You went to Chili's without me.
No. No. I know someone that had a birthday party at Chili's.
Who?
I can't say her name.
Great. I'm going to be copying now.
I can.
Full circle.
Yeah, I told her. I told her that you wanted to have your party there.
No, I think I need to save that for my 31st now.
Okay. She said it was so fun, and she said they were treated so well, and she said she called a few days early, and she's like, we're gonna have 15 people coming in, like, whatever. And they were like, yeah, we don't really do reservations. And she's like, okay, well, I'm just trying to help you, like, I'm trying to like give you a heads up. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, you could call on the day of and just like tell people, let us know. And so she called on the day of, and they were like, okay, yeah, like, and she said they were treated so well, and it was so fun. And I think, I forget if they said, or she said they gave them like free stuff or something, or free sides, I forget. But yeah, she said she had a blast. So
a free triple dipper.
I don't know. I've never really been there.
I think I've been there once, for real.
She said she grew up going there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I could do that for Applebee's.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Applebee's, yes. I mean,
yeah. Okay, next year.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm excited.
Only have to wait a year and a few months.
Yay.
15 months.
Okay.
Okay, well, I think we solved everyone's friendship issues, and we'll continue this next week.
Answer your texts, okay?
Answer your texts. Thank you. Adjourned.
Sustained.
We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Bye.